Hey, it's Sim. My name is Fuwas, and today we are watching 25 most anticipated video games of 2026 by Gaming Bolt. And as always, if you have any recommendations for what you'd like me to react to, leave a comment below so I can check it out. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can support me. I'm currently doing a subathon where I stream every day, and I start anytime between 6 AM to 9 PM EST. And I stream for about 4 to 6 hours, so come and say hi, okay? Thank you, enjoy!
As good as it's been in 2025 with the sheer range of games across numerous genres, 2026 is a clean slate. New IPs and long-awaited sequels, some truly out of left field as they push the limits of graphical fidelity, storytelling, and gameplay. Endings and beginnings of
it's Wolverine! No way!
Whether it's returning to the scene of a great disaster for one final requiem, or exploring new horizons by air, land, and sea. Too much hype can be dangerous, but we're looking forward to these 25 titles with the utmost anticipation.
What is this?
Let's dive right into it, starting with Control Resonant. Remedy's long-awaited sequel offers a complimentary inverse of everything we knew about the original Control. Instead of a singular paranatural building, it's the city of Manhattan with all of its open zones and branching pathways. Rather than the service weapon players use, the Aberrant, a melee tool for up-close combat.
What's the game called?
And rather than Jesse Faden, it's her brother Dylan.
Hold on, what game am I thinking of? This reminds me of, I'm thinking of a game, Dying Light,
who seeks redemption. Whether it can live up to the original's weird ambitions remains to be seen.
Okay, maybe not.
But for now, Control Resonant has our attention.
Interesting.
Neo 3.
This one's Neo Free.
Speaking of going beyond the confines of its predecessors, we have Team Ninja's next entry in its challenging action RPG
it's a ninja
series.
game.
Beyond traveling through various eras of feudal Japan and battling yokai, switching seamlessly between samurai and ninja styles and exploring gigantic open field, not open world levels, there's a lot to unpack. Nevertheless, in terms of fast-paced Souls-like combat, it could be the game to beat in 2026.
Yo, Dark Souls game.
And then grind away endlessly for those perfect rolls. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis.
I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for Tomb Raider.
Finally returns, and while a proper
Tomb Raider
sequel is
I'm going
set
to
for
play
2027, 2026 is going back to the beginning. Yes, again. More of a reimagining of the first title in Unreal Engine 5 rather than a remake.
I want to play this. I want to play this.
Archaeologists venturing to familiar
Wait. Excuse me. What do you mean? What is it with Aussies and Tomb Raider? That's racism. What? You think Australian people are the only people that like Tomb Raider? You're gonna make YouTube really mad with this one, okay, chat? All right, chat. You're gonna make YouTube mad. You're gonna make the YouTube frogs hate us. Hey.
To hunt for artifacts of power. Of course, the usual hallmarks of such titles are promised from re-envisioned locales to modern gameplay elements, and we can't wait to dive in.
That's pretty.
Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties.
Another Yakuza game!
The remakes keep coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't, especially for RGG Studios' acclaimed Yakuza / Like a Dragon series. Kiwami 3 is one of the bigger, earlier games, and fans can look forward to new side stories, additional scenes, and perhaps the most expansive version of the Dragon style yet. On the flip side, there's Dark Ties, the tale of Yoshitaka Mine as he goes from a company man to the underworld. Equipped with his own unique boxing style, players venture through Kamurocho and witness Mine's transformation firsthand. Reanimal. If the world suffered a terrible cataclysm, would you venture forth to save your friends despite all the horrors that await? Tarsier Studios asks this in the next co-op platformer, which offers both online and local multiplayer support. Reanimal is perfectly playable solo as you control 2 siblings, navigating a handful of islands, completing puzzles, and
it's kind of like Little Nightmares. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Does it remind you guys of Little Nightmares? I really like Little Nightmares. I'm looking forward to this game. This is like the kind of game that I like a lot.
Sneaking around to evade a terrible fate. Its atmosphere is very reminiscent of Little Nightmares, which makes sense since Tarsier developed the first 2 games. But there's something distinctly more disturbing.
Yeah, I agree. I hope it's better than Little Nightmares 3. I haven't actually played that one.
Seemingly beneath the surface. Resident Evil Requiem. Which is a perfect segue into the biggest Resident Evil yet. Between Leon's reveal, the Porsche, confirmation that he's an equal number of gameplay sections, and so on, there's a lot to digest. But hey, between the Resident Evil 2 style of survival horror with Grace and Leon taking a chainsaw to enemies' faces, Requiem is shaping up to be something truly special. It feels like we're yet to really scratch the surface of its gameplay loop, never mind deciphering all the mysteries, but there's plenty of time before launch to find out more.
It's so scary. I don't wanna.
Replaced. After years in development, Sad Cat Studios' cyberpunk side-scrolling action title is seemingly on track to release. Seeing Replaced evolve from a great-looking 2D title to a stunning work of art has been something, and that's before witnessing its take on free-flow combat, its version of an alternate 1980s United States, and much more. And while there's something distinctly sad about the world, the mystery of Reach, as he fights to expose the Phoenix Corporation, proves awfully compelling. Mark your calendars as Replace launches on March 12th. Sorrows. A 40-day delay to April 30th hasn't dulled our enthusiasm for Housemarque's new roguelite Bullet Hell,
Is this a tentacle game?
Trailer.
Yeah, it is.
Between the stunning twisted environments of Carcosa and the tension that new characters bring, the action looks as sleek as ever. Even the new monstrosities that Arjun and crew face look as otherworldly as they do terrifying.
Oh, those are nice
Of course,
battle
as
effects.
a fan of Returnal, I'm looking forward to more customization, more modifiers, more environmental variety, and above all else, more challenging bosses.
The bosses are so
Marvel's
hard.
Wolverine.
Whoa, they made a Wolverine.
The best there is at what he does, but if the first trailer for Insomniac's next game is any indication, Logan is the best at some very not nice things. Dismemberment, claws through faces, it's practically a smorgasbord of violence, and we love it. The studio is coy on the narrative, but you'll deal with some familiar faces like Mystique and Omega Red while battling the Reavers across Canada, Tokyo, and Madripoor in an original story.
Whoa,
it's launching
it's her.
in fall
I
of
know her.
2026 exclusively
I like
for
her.
PS5.
We got her name now.
Forza Horizon 6.
Forza, wow.
If there's any title that's more of a guaranteed hit for Microsoft than a new Forza Horizon set in Japan, well, it has its work cut out. Between promising the most detailed
that
and layered
Australia?
environment, yet in Tokyo City, its biggest
Is
map yet,
Australia?
and seasons having a dramatic impact on the world, this could be Playground Games' finest work yet. And that's without knowing anything about the vehicles, whose selection seemingly follows in Forza Horizon 5's footsteps, or the activities. Even without its long-awaited setting, Forza Horizon 6 should be an experience to remember. Fable.
Wow.
On the
This
other
looks
hand,
cool.
there's the other big open-world project from
I like
Playground
this
Games.
one.
Announced in 2020, received a 2025 release window, delayed to 2026. It's been a long journey for this revival of Lionhead's
Never
beloved
played
RPG
Fable
franchise.
before.
Nevertheless, the latest trailer looked quite incredible while offering a tease of the combat and
Ew,
mechanics
what is
that you can
that?
expect.
What the
If
freak?
Playground
That
can
looked
pull it
really
off,
gross.
then Fable could signal a new era for the franchise. No pressure, of course. Gears of War E-Day.
Ooh,
Of
Gears
course,
of
there's
War.
nothing wrong with humble beginnings, especially when it's the start of the Human Locust Wars. Set in the aftermath of Emergence Day across multiple days, this prequel promises a return to the horror roots of Gears. It's also focusing on a linear campaign,
interesting.
seemingly departing from the more open levels in Gears 5, and even promises to explain the Lancer's origins. Whichever way you slice it, however, this is a new Gears of War during one of the most exciting periods in the series' history, with Marcus and Dominic at the helm. What's not to like?
Yeah.
Crimson Desert.
Mm.
Scale is often important for open-world games, but the developer isn't simply looking at it from a
This
content
is very
perspective.
like medieval, isn't
It wants to immerse you in the world of Miwo. Whether it's herding sheep in the countryside, assaulting keeps, or venturing to hidden islands in the sky to solve puzzles, it wants you to fight metal dragons and possess soldiers,
Oh,
lay
interesting.
waste to massive creatures, and even pilot your own steambot mech to slay foes. That's not
Wow.
even getting into the combat and its intricacies, from the magic and combos to the throws and weapons. Simply put, Crimson Desert is looking to deliver an unforgettable experience, and after years of waiting, we can't wait to dive in this March. 007 First Light.
And that James
A
Bond.
Bond before he earned the numbers in a globe-trotting adventure where charm
I
and
know James
panache
Bond.
clash with brashness and
I'm
inexperience.
best friends with
If
James
that sounds
Bond.
like a good time, and IO Interactive is certainly winning us over, 007 First Light should be yet another success for the studio. The Hitman-like sandbox nature of environments isn't confined to stealth, however, as you'll be running, gunning, punching, bluffing, driving, and gadget wielding to complete objectives. So much more than the sum of its parts, but each enticing in its own right.
I've
That
never actually
sounds like the
played
Bond
Gears of
franchise
War.
we know and love. Grand Theft Auto 6.
No way!
With every
What?
passing year, this feels
No
ever so
way.
closer and yet so far away. Maybe it's the cycle of
What?
life that's threatening to engulf us. Perhaps it's the fact that this is the first new Grand Theft Auto in a decade. Regardless, after 2 major delays, we don't simply want GTA.
Do we know why GTA 6 is taking so long? Like, is there a reason why they keep delaying the release? Like, I'm not exactly too sure about GTA 6 and whatnot. Like, I'm not very knowledged on the topic. All I know is that they keep delaying it over and over, and like the guy said, it's been the first game in like a decade. But is it because of like bug errors, or is it like troubleshooting? They're milking GTA 5 online, is that it? It needs more polishing. Well, but like, what's the point?
This feels ever so closer and yet so far away.
It is
Maybe it's
very
the cycle
far
of hype
away.
that's threatening to engulf us. Perhaps
How many
it's
years
the
have
fact
they
that
delayed
this
this
is the
for?
first new Grand Theft Auto in a decade. Regardless, after 2 major delays, we don't simply want GTA 6, we need it. We need to dive into the gorgeous open world of Leonida, from its gorgeous archipelagos to its mosquito-filled swamps. We need to become embroiled in the drama between Lucia and Jason and see whether this is another Bonnie and Clyde scenario waiting to happen. More than anything, we need to walk the streets and take in the environments, the NPCs, everything, and just get lost.
She is
Hopefully,
pretty.
2026 is finally the year. The
Whoa,
Dust
what's
Bloods.
this?
A
This is
From
pretty.
Software PvEvP title exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2 wasn't on anyone's list. But it is From Soft after all, and it's nothing if not
Nintendo
adventurous.
Switch.
As Bloodsworn, players battle each other as humanity dies, or they team up.
Interesting.
Really, it depends on your character's defined destiny. With more than a
Bloodsucker.
dozen to choose from, each with unique
Vampire.
tales and abilities, the Duskbloods feels like an evolution of Night Rain, but its own unique thing. And that should prove more than enough when it
dinosaur.
eventually launches in 2026. Marvel Tokon Fighting
Whoa.
Souls.
Marvel fighting
Captain
game.
America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Ghost Rider,
No
and many
way.
more are
Is
battling
this
it out
2D?
in a new Marvel Tag Fighter. Admit
Whoa.
it, we never thought we'd see the day. Of course, with Arc System
Wait, is
Works
this
at the
2D
helm,
fighting game?
Marvel Tokon isn't just trying to capture the glorious days of
Whoa.
Marvel's superheroes. It features 4v4
That's rare,
combat,
isn't it?
wall breaks, stage transitions, a single health bar for the entire team,
Yeah.
and a uniquely anime-esque art style. Baffling?
Yeah.
Sure, but thus far, it's been looking better and better. Now all we need is a release
wowie.
date.
Well, what's this?
Invincible Versus.
Oh.
In the meantime, there's another comic book
Is
fighter
this-
that we're keen to dive into.
Wait,
one
what
that embraces
company is
all
this
the
one?
blood and guts that define the IP.
Hold on. There's like free superhero companies, right? This one's what's the name of this one? I don't know actually. There's Marvels. There's Batman. Warner Brothers. Is this Warner Brothers?
Invincible Versus includes all popular heroes and villains from Robot,
DC,
Atom Eve, and Battle Beast to
yeah.
Omni-Man, Invincible, and even an original edition in Elemental. With
Batman.
rollback netcode, 3v3 fights, and a dedicated story mode, it's slotting into a more traditional tag fighter role, and that's perfectly fine. For $49.99, it should prove a fun alternative to Marvel Tokon.
Interesting.
Lego Batman
Lego
Legacy
game.
of the Dark Knight.
Whoa.
With Rocksteady's
Batman.
next Batman coming, who knows
Batman.
when, it's on Traveler's Tales to
Batman.
step up and become the hero that Gotham needs.
I'm Batman.
That said, it seemingly blew away expectations with Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, a massive open-world version of the city, complete with gliding, an assortment of bat vehicles, free-flow combat, and multiple playable characters.
Batman.
That too better written than Gotham Knights. The homage to the Dark Knight's history while telling an original story is also incredibly exciting. Lords of the Fallen 2.
Oh, interesting.
After its surprisingly compelling sequel/reboot offered up some solid Souls-like gameplay, CI Games' sequel aims to go even further. Bigger stakes with the Umbral on the verge of consuming the human world. More build variety across numerous playstyles. Bigger bosses with some admittedly cool-looking designs. And of course,
Whoa, that
more
is
death.
sick.
We're certainly keen to see how it evolves on the original, but for now, Lords of the Fallen 2 could be yet another dark horse for the company.
What's
Pragmata.
this? I actually want to play Pragmata. Guys, I want to play
Pragmata. It marks the
Pragmata.
arrival of several games that have been in development for years. Among all of them, Pragmata is perhaps the most intriguing, announced in 2020 and suffering several delays for the sake of nailing its gameplay loop. While the third-person shooting and real-time puzzle solving are excellent, as showcased in the new demo, the entire premise is still full of mystery. At the very least, it looks downright gorgeous, and we're intrigued enough by the rapport between Hugh and Diana to see how things pan out. And
Yeah,
what's
me
really
too.
going on with the moon. Onimusha, Way of the Sword.
Oh, interesting.
Miyamoto Musashi fears no opponent, but hordes of Genma? That's a different matter entirely. The fate of Kyoto in the Edo era is still in his hands, however, especially when he's to bear the Oni Gauntlet. Thus far, the combat with its precise parries and counter hits has looked incredible.
I've never
and with
seen
an
this
expected
game
playtime
before.
of about
Same with
20
Neo
hours,
Free. I've never
Way
seen
of the
those
Sword should
before.
be a meaty yet tightly paced hack and slash adventure. Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy. It's kind of surprising that Team Asobo could just drop
no
a trailer
trailer.
for the next Plague Tale and then dip for the next 6 months without any more details, but here we are. Nevertheless, Resonance is scheduled for the year and promises
There's only
an altogether different
screenshots.
kind of narrative. A prequel following Sophia from Requiem as she seemingly navigates the Minotaur's Islands maze. And while navigating gorgeous environments is par for the course, she's more equipped for up-close combat. Halo, Campaign Evolved. Halo Studios is back with a new remake of the first Halo, ignoring the fact that we've seen this song and dance before because Halo Campaign Evolved is genuinely pushing the graphical envelope. From character models and revamped cutscenes to awesome-looking environments, it's not as bad as the first Unreal Engine 5 title. Of course, much remains up in the air. Character models and revamped cutscenes to awesome-looking environments, it's not as bad as the first Unreal Engine 5 title. Of course, much remains up in the air, like those prequel episodes with Chief and Sergeant Johnson, but with a solid campaign, 4-player co-op, and the series debut on PlayStation, there's a lot to look forward to. Trails in the Sky, second chapter. What's better than a remake of one of the best role-playing games ever made? In Kaseki's case, unironically, it's the sequel, as Trails in the Sky second chapter launches before September of 2026. After all the changes in Part 1, there's no telling how Falcom is going to spice up the combat and exploration further. But in terms of scope, scale, and stakes, it should blow its predecessors out of the water.
Okay, cool.
Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Bolt upload new videos every
Thank you so much for watching YouTube. You guys should let me know in the comments what your favorite game is and what you're looking forward to. And thank you so much for watching and being there. And bye!